the Happy Hour podcast with your host, Joel Fleischman.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to podcast number 54, Joel Fleischman Happy Hour. I am here with Cousin Subs owner, worldwide entrepreneur, Keith Novotny. Hi, Keith. How you doing?
Hey, buddy. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Happy Hour.
Happy hour.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You cracked it early.
My bad. My bad.
No, that's all right.
I was thirsty.
Mm-hmm. So podcast 54, we always try to do this, famous 54s.
Famous 54s?
Urlacher? Is he 54?
He's more hair than you have now.
That's true. That's true. 54 basketball guys. Let's cue it up, Marcus.
Yeah, that's a good
Famous 54s.
I don't even know.
It's wide open for you hustling young people looking for a good number. Ask them like me.
Yep.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Friends with your brother Rick.
For a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. How's he doing?
He's good. He's really good. Actually, talked to him this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you own, primarily the reason I'm having you on is you own 2 Cousin Subs.
Yeah.
You give a lot away back to charity. I want to learn more about that.
Sure.
We want to learn more about that. How'd you get started? So you grew up in Kewaskum.
You want the story? The whole story?
Give me a 60-second mile who you are.
It's kind of a weird story. So I started at Cousins when I was 16 because I needed a job, obviously. I was 16 years old and didn't pay for a car. I applied at the store in West Bend on 33 because I didn't want to work anywhere where my friends worked, so I wanted to work in West Bend.
Yeah, so you actually traveled a little bit for your first job.
Yep. And then I never left. I graduated high school, went to college for a little bit. College really wasn't my thing.
You had worked there continually? Did you ever have to take a break?
No.
And what did you get paid?
When I first started?
Yeah,
$5.15.
$5.15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, $5.15 an hour.
That means you're old.
Yeah, right?
It doesn't mean that you work cheap. It means you're old.
Right, yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me. After that...
What are starting wages now?
Well, minimum wage, obviously, is $7.25.
Yeah, but what are you guys starting at?
Yeah, 14 is usually $10 now.
10 plus tips now?
We do, yeah. I honestly hate the tip thing.
You don't?
I don't
But you
like
do
it.
it.
We do it. Because, they make some more money doing it, but I hate asking for a tip or at a fast casual kind of restaurant. Just
right,
not
fast
my
casual
thing.
is what you term.
Yeah,
But that's the new wave.
It is a new way. And
But you're doing it. Was
they
that
make
forced
some
by
money.
corporate?
It was, but we can take it away if we want to.
Okay.
But again, my employees make a couple extra bucks a day, and it's free money for them. So.
Yeah, how much do they make extra?
Depending on if there's catering orders, it could be $5. It could be $30. So for a 16-year-old kid, $30.
Which is a 5-hour shift?
Yeah, 3 or 4 usually.
So 4-hour shift, and they would make $30 in a 4-hour shift.
$30 extra, yeah. If there's big catering orders.
Well, I'm not real good at math. Right. That's $7 an hour more.
Right. But some days there's also zero. It could be nothing. It all depends.
So what does the average person tip?
So it goes by percentage.
What percentages do you have?
We have 5, 10, 12, and 15.
See, you are bashful.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I've always told people the opposite. I said start at
high.
15, 20, and then go 25.
Sure. No, I hate it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a lot of times I'm at the register and people know me, and I think it just kind of looks stupid.
Yeah, if you're at the register.
Right.
But if you're not, it's good for,
sure.
You've struggled with getting help, so this helps.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
Offsets that.
You probably saw my post a couple weeks ago on Facebook about, I said to the Kewaskum chatter page, I need employees. I need you kids to work. And because I was nervous because I got 14-year-olds want to work right now, but any older than that, they still want to work for some reason.
Let's get into that. We'll get into that.
Sure.
Let's go back to the bio. I
got
you off track.
You did.
That's what we do.
All right. So, when I was 20 years old, I was up in Eau Claire going to school. I went for I went to Washington County for 2 years. Transferred to Eau Claire at a half semester. I had a midterm, and I did horrible on it. And I called my parents, Ralph and Linda, and I said, Mom, I'm coming home today. She's like, for the weekend? Because it was Friday. I'm like, for good. She's like, we're so happy you tried. And they didn't care because they knew it wasn't even for me in the first place.
They kind of knew. They must have kind of knew.
Me in life, my friends are going to college. I'm going to go to college. That's how I was. Even though I hated school. It just wasn't my thing.
What year did you graduate?
99.
I think, I was 92, but I still think there was about a 10 to 15 year gap there. If you didn't go to college, you were a loser.
Yeah. Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I think we're past that in the year 2022.
I think big time.
I hope we are.
Yeah.
There's so many good jobs out there. You do not have to get a student loan,
go
in debt, get a fancy degree, and then don't do your degree anyway or just float around life.
Yeah.
and justify your degree.
Yeah.
I don't think that's for everyone. It's
Nope.
great for some people.
Yeah.
And
So-
it is needed in the world, but not for everyone.
No.
So anyways.
Yeah. So I came back from college and I called Cousins again and said, hey, I need a job until I figure out what I want to do with my life. And I was 20, and they put me down a Northridge store. And I ran that store for like a year, and then Cousins
So
corporate.
what were you making as a manager?
Actually, I was making good money back then.
What does that mean? What does good money mean?
I was making $18 an hour.
Okay.
I mean, back in 2000.
What
I
does it
didn't think
make?
it's
What
that
do they pay
bad.
now as a Cousins manager? Are you free to talk about this stuff? If
Sure.
You don't want to talk
No, I
about
can. I mean, if you work for me or if you work for corporate, or what are you asking? Like,
Like, what would be a manager of a casual dining
sure.
facility?
You're starting at between 16 and 23.
Okay.
Yeah, it all depends. And you asked me that 2 years ago, I'd be like 14 to 19 tops.
Yeah, we
right?
almost at Drexel we almost had no one pre-pandemic, but for sure 5-6 years ago that was above $20 an hour.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we have salary people and then commission
Sure.
people, but not hourly.
Yeah, now that's changed dramatically.
We start at 20.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that shifted that fast.
yeah, for sure. So then,
Hello inflation.
right.
We can't talk politics. That was Mr. Novotny's number one request of things.
Just
not
because
to talk
I'll get yelled at. So then, when Cousins Corporate opened up the store on Paradise Drive in West Bend, I ran that for 2 years, and then 3 years actually, and then that's when the bottom started dropping out in like 07, 08
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
And then Cousins decided to sell off, like have a fire sale of 30 stores. Like we want to get rid of these stores to franchisees to kind of recoup some of their money that they were losing, and still know they're going to get some, obviously some royalty sales. So then me and a partner at the time bought both West Bend stores, and then we built Kewaskum a year later, and then about 7 years ago I bought out my partner and sold one of my stores, and then that's where we are today.
So you had 3 stores at one time?
I had 3 stores.
Where
We
was
had 3 stores for 10 years.
Okay, and where were they?
The one on 33.
One on 33.
Yeah, that's when I started that when I was 16.
I only go to the Kewaskum one. There's no
Yeah,
reason to
right.
go to Cousins in
Right.
West Bend. like if you're in West Bend, it's like, let's go to another
Well,
Cousins.
how often do you travel south of 33? Not very often.
Not very often. I mean, I do get out of the
I
country
know,
every
I'm just
once in a
joking.
while. But yeah, we do venture out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's funny. Like if you have a Cousins in your town, you don't go to like another town to have a Cousins.
Yeah, right.
So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's great. So, Junior Bridgman, Cousins guy,
Junior Bridgman.
the Bucks player, didn't he own like a ton of Cousins subs?
Mm-mm.
Google Junior Bridgman Cousins
I don't think so.
Cousins subs.
He was a Buck player?
The Bucks player, yeah, he owns a bunch of somethings.
I bet you it's probably the wrong way.
Is it like? Does he own like something else? Keep going down. What the hell is he?
Wendy's.
Oh, yeah, 160 across the country.
That's a lot. That's more than more Cousins stores there are in the whole Cousins system.
He also owns 118 Chili's.
Wow. That's got to be a big.
That's got to be a
buying group.
different dude. No, it's
No?
like the same dude. Oh yeah, it's because he's the Hall of Famer. Yeah, all right.
Wow.
Can't go wrong with Wikipedia, right?
Right.
250 Chili's. That's a lot.
He must just be in a buying power group. He doesn't just own them.
He started small, I think.
Really?
Maybe he's just in a group. So tell me about. I don't hardly anything about franchises or Cousins. So
Mm-hmm.
Cousins, we talked about it, Marcus and I, a little bit before the show. Milwaukee, is that a Milwaukee-based company? Wisconsin-based
Yep,
company?
Mummy Falls. 50 years this year.
50 years this year.
Yep.
And so I can tell you have some freedom, but not total freedom.
Yeah.
So how many locations do they have?
There's 80 some right now, I believe. At one point, there was over 100. So now Cousins is like trying to basically build from like buying territories. So back in the day, you could go to Florida and say, I want to put a Cousins here. And you could. It rarely they survived because it's kind of like putting Joel subs if no one knows what it is.
Yeah, you are literally
You're
just...
you're paying a franchise on top of that.
Right, so you could have just started your own
Yeah, you're gonna
sub shop,
die.
Right.
So
And different vendors. And,
right. So now they're basically buying territories, kind of stemming from obviously Wisconsin, and then you can move down, but you have to buy 5 stores at one time now. So if you want to buy into a franchise now, you have to commit to opening 5 stores in 10 years, which I think is obviously a better way to do it. I mean, they just signed a 40 store contract, or Yeah, up in Chicago.
And you said there's 80 now?
Yeah, 80 something right now. Yeah.
So they're trying to scale up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
what are
Big
the
time.
advantages of being a franchise owner versus Keith Sub Shop?
Sure.
Sell both cousins. You know the gig for 20 years.
Support. Support, marketing. It's awesome. I mean, like, for me, they give me a good platform to do stuff I can do besides getting a good sub sandwich. And that's a lot of stuff I do. But it's nice just to have that support. I mean, I don't have to do any kind of marketing. I don't have to do any kind of test food and stuff like that because it's all there. I mean, we just moved to Cisco. Working with Cisco has been awesome. It's just nice knowing that I have a support group.
So they set up the vendor relations?
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Right. They move into new product categories.
Yep.
They launch. And then how much training do you have as the owner? Or do you consider yourself like an employee of, what terms what's like the nomenclature, what's the term they use for like your franchise
I'm just a
owner?
franchisee. Yeah.
Franchisee.
Franchisee,
Okay. So
yep.
how much
And they're my-
training is there for a franchisee?
Training?
Yeah, like how often are you at the corporate office being like rolling out this meatball sub?
Not very often. So
I mean, is it like instructions online or like what?
yeah, they send marketing materials and they send for every new sub they'll send guide online for that stuff. For training
So it's like a YouTube video kind of thing. It's like you.
Yeah, they have a Cousins University.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it's good for any business.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do we we're not trying to make it become franchisees, but
Right.
like at Drexel, how do you standardize things?
Yeah.
How do you make sure your sub is the same as the sub in Janesville?
That is the hardest part that I've noticed is that when I hate when people come in and say, "Why are your subs so much better here at your stores than they are at other Cousins?" And like, it shouldn't be. I enjoy the compliment, obviously, but it's the same product. I mean, they're getting the same stuff from the same Cisco.
Although it for sure could be. I mean, I always said food quality is so predicated, and even any customer service experience is predicated on customer service and the atmosphere and
that's huge.
location and the comfort level. So it's like, well, it's probably the same sub, but you just feel better in this environment.
And it could be. I mean, I've been taught.
That might be this much of it. I mean, it might be true, but it also might be a little of their mental.
Yeah, and I know that people, if they get a bad sub and a good experience getting it, like you were great with them, but their sub had onions on, they didn't want it, they're gonna come back. If they get a good sub and they had crappy experience, they can go wherever they want to and get the same sub, basically. You know what I mean? So I preach, and like you guys do too. Like you have to be good to people. And we have so many, in my industry, especially in West Bend, there's, including my stores, or a store, there's 9 sub shops. So give them a reason to go to your sub shop.
There's 9 sub shops in West Bend?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that they're all in business is good. I mean, I welcome competition. And that West Bend and Kewaskum can, properly support those is great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, 9 is a lot.
Yeah, and how many people do you employ?
42.
42, and how many
Between both stores. Not too many. Most of them, I got like 6 maybe. Most of them are kids.
And
Or
do you do payroll too?
do I personally do I do it?
payroll, or
No.
does that go through corporate too?
I use my account. I hate
I mean, but Cousins, where's Cousins located? Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. Yeah.
They don't do your payroll.
No.
Okay,
Just
so you run.
yeah.
So they're pretty hands off. They just
Yep.
take a royalty for.
Yep. They take a
So they take a
percentage every
royalty,
week.
like a percentage of every sale. So people don't know what a royalty is. They take a percentage of every sale.
Yep.
That you have to supply to them what the sale is.
Yep. Exactly.
And then you get marketing material.
Yep.
And what else?
So a percentage goes to the corporate office
Right.
to pay them,
Right.
and then percentage goes to the National Ad Fund to support all the
Right.
commercials and
And that's about
marketing
it?
like that. That's it. I mean,
Well, you have vendor
you have
support. You have vendor support.
yeah, you have vendor support.
Do you think you buy better? If I tell you do, at least.
I would hope so. I
Right.
mean,
There's no way to really know
right.
that, right?
I'm not out there, looking at the prices of meats and stuff like that. 'Cause
So can you bring your own food in?
no, we could do produce if we wanted to,
Okay.
but no, it's not
But you
worth it.
couldn't just come up with I'm gonna make a soup.
I tried to do nachos a couple weeks ago. I got yelled at again.
How do they? What does yell at mean? Right. So that's.
Tell me not to do it.
I know, but it was come across as an email. Do you have there's Susan in the corporate office that gives you a call?
Yeah. It's an email usually.
Is it an email?
Yeah.
Is it all corporately written?
Kind of, but like I said, I've been with the company for half their entirety, so I know everyone down there.
Yeah. Right.
And so they have to do it, which I totally understand that, but it's not a big deal.
Should be a little. Is there actually is it privately owned?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the owner is the owner actively involved?
Not anymore. His daughter now is. His daughter is a CEO.
Okay.
Yeah, Christine.
So who sets the rules? That's what I was trying to say. Who decides to send you an email? The daughter? not that.
No, it was my buddy who's the director of marketing.
Right. He's like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Pull that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Can you fight them? Like, I want to meet with you and talk?
I have stuff that
You feel passionate about?
yeah, pretty much stuff that I do on a local level, and they do let me do a lot of stuff that probably wouldn't be like every other store is doing, because of that reason. Because I'm a local, really local, and they know that. I mean, they know me as King of West Bend. They call me up there because of that stuff. And
what's your ranking? Like, what do you got? Like, I know you got 80 stores. You probably all rank them.
yeah, like
What's your volume?
sales wise.
Yeah.
So the Paradise store is in the top 10 of all the stores.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. And Kewaskum isn't because there's 3,000 people in Kewaskum.
Yeah.
But Kewaskum also, in the last 10 years since I actually got rid of my partner, it's more than double in sales.
Right. Congratulations.
And I think a lot of it is because, well, Kewaskum's growing, and COVID was big for me. It was not having people didn't know we had a pickup window, and that was huge. And now that people know that, we've been busy ever since. And now, with the Regal Park in Kewaskum, that just brings in more people all the time. So all summer we're busy because there's soccer or softball or baseball almost every night.
And you have an app pickup too, right?
Yeah.
I think we've used that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. My daughter Macy, shout out to her. She's always the one family member in charge of the
The
online purchasing. Like,
Sure.
what does everybody want? She's kind of organized.
Yeah.
So she's always the one firing that up.
I love Kewaskum. I mean, I do. It's fun.
And you have a food truck.
food trailer.
Right? Food
Food
trailer.
trailer.
Food trailer. Do you have a permit for it?
Yeah.
And how often is that getting out?
That's been big. So I started marketing that thing differently, probably 5 years ago, and ever since I did
He's got
that,
a great voice.
yeah.
Like a radio voice.
Wow.
It picks up perfect.
Is it
does,
a face for radio too?
Absolutely, for sure. Watch us on Spotify, not on YouTube.
You're right. Yeah, the trailer is nice because I can go to businesses, and I've come here. I can go to business and feed 300 people in less than an hour, and they really like that. I mean, like today actually, I didn't use my trailer, but I was at Carry Ingredients in Jackson. They used me. I fed 370 people today for their lunch hour. I had it all delivered by 10 in the morning, and they called and said that was awesome.
So what's a good volume day for you? Dollar amount.
And both stores combined.
Well, yeah, because it's so different, right? Apples and oranges, but
Yeah, I mean, both store combined, a good day is like bringing like 7,000.
okay,
Yeah, and a bad day is 3,000.
yeah,
Which is rare nowadays.
yeah, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, I mean, we upped prices obviously a little bit, only like 5 or 10 cents per sub, but people don't realize that anymore, and they don't care. That's what I noticed. Back in the day, I remember fighting with cousins when they'd up prices from $4.50 to $4.75 for a sub. I'm like, you guys are nuts. People are going to pay over $6 for a cow meal. You guys are
I don't
nuts.
want to get too political, but since the cash infusion of our country,
Yeah.
People are pretty well off cash-wise. I think people even paying money, paycheck to paycheck, aren't watching their nickels and dimes very close. I mean, I'm seeing that with any restaurant owner I talk to. Steaks are $45.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And they don't
I
care.
think the owners are more worried about it because, I can't justify $45 steak. And they're like, not only am I getting $45 steak, they're ordering the shrimp with it on the side.
Right. Yeah.
They're
The stem skewer. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
throw the mushrooms on and give me some scallops. And they're like, whoa.
And 5 old fashions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. $7.
Yeah.
Or who knows what.
Yeah.
I'm probably the same way. But I found that very interesting. I mean, and then teenage kids, the ones that have jobs, they're getting paid really well too, so they have good discretionary income.
Yeah. Right. For sure.
Because
I
they're
can't.
like, whatever.
And I noticed too with my nightly
But
deposits.
$20 for lunch is that's what I'm spending
That's
for lunch
standard.
these days.
Yeah.
It truly
You
is what I'm
can't-
spending for lunch.
you
Which is,
can't go
I
to
mean, I would
McD's.
break $10 for lunch. I'd be like, I got to think about my options.
Yeah.
And this is like 4 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. Before I left here, a guy ordered a whole sub, large cheese curd, and a large drink, and it was like $21.
Yeah.
And, just.
And I do
they
like
don't
the
care.
tips. So it would have been 25 for me.
Sure.
And I'm like, shit, that's
Yeah.
lunch.
Right. Yeah.
Lunch.
That's how it is. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it is card though, because even pre-pandemic, it was probably 60-40 for me, cash versus card. Now it's 80-20, card versus cash.
Which is less profitable.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely less profitable.
Yeah, but people that don't know that, you're paying 3%.
Yep. 3%.
They go, right gone.
Yeah. Right.
But you get the money right away.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
so
cash you do too, but
That makes
yeah.
no sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have part-time. Let's move on to labor, right? Because you also have part-timers that aren't good at taking in cash or getting cash back. So at least they eliminated that.
Yeah.
That transaction solid.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 38 part-timers.
Mm-hmm.
Impossible to find help. like puts your company at great risk, right? Big reason I think there is. My reasons I have for that. Well, I would like to know why we have a shortage of part-time help right now. First of all,
My opinion on it?
yeah, you get political if you want.
Yeah,
it's
I will.
okay.
I will a little bit.
Cousin corporate, turn it off.
It's fine.
Susan, hit the mute button.
My opinion on it is that their parents don't make them work. Their parents got money. And I think that a lot of it's screen time for these kids. I think these kids see a dream life when they're 8 years old online. They see kids, 15, 16, whatever, doing the coolest things in the world out in California and being YouTubers and making money. And I think they're in just a reality world that's not possible. So when they're, and then in my world too, I see it all the time. People put online, like, my kid's looking for a job, no food service. Like, why? Why not? Like, what makes them better than somebody else? Oh, that's on there all the time. No food service, no fast food. Yeah, all the time.
Is that just a perception? Because in my world, it's almost like military. I think every person should have to use a strong word. I would encourage anybody to be in the military. I'd encourage anybody to be in the service industry,
Sure.
which is food.
Yeah.
Because your whole
You
life
learn
you're
so
dealing
much.
with waitresses. Your whole life you're working with chefs. I mean, because you're gonna go out to eat. Behind the scenes, you know how to count money back to people.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed off people in a hurry. You get to your body language. There's so much to learn in the service industry.
Yeah. No, and I think it opens them up. I've had employees, I've had
huge.
parents say, this job really helped my kid out. Like, they're just shy, buckled
They
in.
have to expand. You
Yeah.
have to open your mouth up. The guy's staring at you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. Is why kids don't want to work.
I think it starts a little bit, and I'm always on an anti-youth sports rant, even though I'm a youth sports coach
Say
and
what?
guy. I know it's so. I'm like a dichotomy, right? Well, I think the obsession with youth sports.
Yeah.
I think it's so far.
It is.
I mean, the kids
really
at
is.
7 years old are year round doing, if not one sport, 4.
Yeah.
And the intensity of it all, there is no time to work.
Yeah.
And even then, when their time does free up, because they don't do as many sports, maybe at 16, 17, their mind is still like that. They've never worked. They've always had sports because they're busy. They're with sports.
Yeah.
But that's not work.
No.
That's not doing something that I don't necessarily love. I got to be there on time. I got to show up.
Yeah.
Like, sports is fun. And it's supposed to be fun. And the coach tells you it's fun. But there's so much sports. When can I work?
Yep.
Where would I work? How would I do that?
It's a huge part of it. Yeah. I mean,
Big part of it.
I hire some and they're like, well, I can't work any weekends. And I was like, well, then you can't have a job.
Yeah,
Like,
I got club volleyball, I
yeah.
got baseball, I got golf, I got
Yeah.
dance lessons, I got this. Yeah, even on weekends, like, there is no space for
Yeah.
them to do anything outside of sports.
Yeah,
which is for most of them is going to end, for 98%
They're
is
the
going to
same
end
one,
at
yeah.
senior year.
Yeah.
And then for 2% it's going to end 4 years after that,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
I think it's a pipe dream for all of them, right? I mean,
Yeah,
every parent thinks their kid's the best, and then the kid thinks they're the best when they're 14. I mean,
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
And then quickly they realize, they're like, oh, why isn't coach playing me?
yeah.
Why is that person so much
Yeah,
better than me?
that's kind of like I tell my employees, you get hours based on how you perform. If you're not getting any hours, it means you suck. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Same as in sports. If you're not that good, you're not going to play.
Yeah,
you want to win, right?
I can't get you on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to work the Tuesday night shift till close.
Yep.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Have fun. Yeah, that's funny. That's great. So how are you finding, what are the methods you use or cousins use? Does cousins help you with that, finding people?
They have their own ways.
Thing.
I don't use them.
How do you find kids?
Facebook and friends. And
So
coworkers.
just strong word of mouth.
Yep.
Strong word of mouth, strong referrals. You don't do signing bonuses. You don't do referral bonuses.
I do refer bonuses now. Started
Okay.
that basically with the kids. Like,
Right.
if they both get $100, if they stay for 3 months, we'll get $100 cash.
It is so true. Birds of a feather flock together. Good kids know other good kids.
Yep, and that's
they
how
want to work with each other.
That's how I used to be completely against that. Like, I don't want friends working together because
Right,
then they're
right.
going to screw off.
Yeah, shenanigans. whatever.
Now I'm just completely 180. I'm like, well, they're going to want to be there together as long as they ain't screwing around a lot. I mean, they're going to screw around. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, but either way. But
Yeah.
screw offs are going to screw up. Clowns are going to be clowns.
Yeah.
Clowns, again, if you're a kid listening to this, don't hang around with clowns.
Yeah.
Like, you know if your friend's a clown.
Yep.
I don't care how funny you are, they're bringing you down.
Yep.
Like, they're bringing you down. I mean, we see that a million times. Like, find good friends.
Yeah.
Like, just disassociate with friends that are just clown shows.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Or at work. Like, if they're the ones in the back doing whatever they're not supposed to be doing, just don't do that.
Yeah, and I have
I know
cameras.
it's hard.
I watch all the time. Like they get so pissed. I'll call her and say, send them home. If yours that slow, send somebody home.
You got cameras?
Oh yeah, I watch it all the time.
Is it on your phone?
Yeah.
Is it addicting?
Yeah.
Kind of, right?
It can be real bad.
I bet
yeah.
that's really bad.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
It can be. And then if you see something bad, because if you don't look at it, obviously
like,
you don't know what's
ruins
going
your
on. Then you're mad.
Then you're sad.
Then you're mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're mad at the person, and then it can turn bad. So I try not to look. I try to look. I can look at sales on my phone too. So if they're slow, that's when I look at the camera, because then I'm like,
Yeah.
they're screwing around, or hopefully someone went home.
Nothing good happens when
Yeah.
you're slow, right?
Right. Yeah. And I'm trying to tell these people.
Devil's hands. Idle work makes devil's hands,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell these kids too, or the managers on duty, like, every person that you don't need, send them home. I mean, that's $15 an hour sitting
Yeah.
right there that is coming out of my pocket, and eventually your bonus.
Right.
So send them home. If you don't need them, please send them home. I told that one other day, like, the only thing we can control in our business is labor cost and food cost. And labor is the biggest one. Food cost, we can't really control that, but we
Right.
control waste and stuff like that. But labor is huge.
And you guys don't have a lot of waste, do you?
No, no.
You make bread daily?
Oh yeah.
What do you do with the leftover bread? Goes right to garbage?
Goes in garbage. Yeah. Right now, actually, some of my friends use it for bear bait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got a couple of friends that have bear tags, so they
Yeah.
take it from me. So yeah, goes in the garbage.
You don't do day old for like $1?
No, it's our
It's
bread.
not
Our
worth it.
bread doesn't have preservatives, so if you don't use it the same day,
It's really got to
or
go.
or you can bake it and freeze it like right away, and then it'll be fine when it's thawed out. But we don't do that. But yeah, it gets stale. It's supposed to be used that day. Like obviously the stuff in the store has a bunch of preservatives. That's
That
why
was
it's-
like,
that's why
that
it's
was
still
like,
on there.
that was like, he was like selling it. That was good. Like you integrate.
And they're for sale every day for $1.49 a piece. Go
They are.
get.
Yeah. Do you sell them? Like, how often do you sell like a?
Not very often. It's not on the menu, but you can.
You can.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have like a regular that just comes in and buys bread.
I donate a lot of bread for like soup gathering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's fun to do.
That's
that.
very nice.
Yeah.
So donations. Let's bring that up. You are a big donator
Yeah.
in our community. We really appreciate it. Why do you do that?
It makes me feel good. It sounds kind of stupid, but it just does. I like seeing people happy. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's someone's displeasure that makes these days go well. I just did them for Kevin Cohn, and I've done them for people that have like fires and stuff like that. The bad brings out good in people. I think that's just how we are as human beings, right? So if I can turn a negative into a positive, that's kind of my plan.
That's well said.
Yeah, thanks. And I just enjoy doing good things for people. It's simple as that. And when people ask me why I do it, and when I do these big days, like people are like, "Oh, thank you so much," blah blah. I'm like, well, I'm not the one doing it. Everyone else is the one. I mean, you just gave that money. Everyone matched that money. It's people just come around. I just have the platform to do it. Cousins gave me the platform to do it. And if subs is a way of making some money for people in a disadvantage for some reason, it's good.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's fun doing that. I do a lot of sports teams. Like usually almost every Wednesday in West Bend, actually, I have a donation night for, like last night was for the West football team.
So explain how that works.
So from 4 to close, they get 15% of the sales. Not like if you give me a flyer, they get all of it. So people aren't even coming in just to eat without not even know about
wouldn't
that.
even know.
They get it too. So I mean, like today, I wrote a check out for West Bend football for $300.
But again, it's very good marketing as well, because those people come in, they may not have been there before,
Yep.
they may have been there a long time, you're trying to change habits, you're trying to change mindsets.
Yep.
They might spend a little bit more.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
So
it's a win-win for
and
everybody.
they're promoting it, obviously.
Yeah.
Or hopefully the good ones do.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
they're very appreciative, right? So they might come back even later. And
yeah, I think it's a win for everybody.
I think I'm really surprised more companies haven't caught on to that mindset,
Mm-hmm.
because it really is like, you can promote it all you want, but like they're now your drivers, they're now your salesmen.
Yeah.
They're the motivated boots on the ground.
Yeah. I don't do anything. Like,
Right.
so I have,
Yeah, imagine having a 15% off night
right.
and being like, this Tuesday we're in 50% off. I mean, you could like, yeah, no one came in.
Right. Yeah.
So
who
this
cares?
is so different, right?
Yep. Because people know they're coming in, or they know the money's going to a good thing,
Yeah.
and they don't mind spending the money.
Yeah. And it's back to youth sports. And they'll do anything for youth sports.
Yeah. Yeah. It was busy last night, and it all depends on how well they market it too. I mean, I gave them the
It's on
materials.
them.
I mean, almost 100%. I used to, but if they wanted to work for them,
Yeah.
they have to market it.
Well, we have Blue Door where every month we give back to a local charity
Yeah.
too. So
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
the more they're in charge of their month.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to do, guest baristas, however you want to promote it, and yeah, you can either drive it or not drive it. You know.
Yeah, it's completely up to them, 100%.
Right. What's the best selling sub?
Standard ham and cheese.
No lie.
Oh yeah.
Like vanilla ice cream at an ice cream shop.
It really is, yeah.
I was in Florida last week, and we were at an ice cream shop, one of them, 30 flavors, you get the little samplers. And I told my kids, I'm like, I'm going to get vanilla. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I bet it's really good vanilla. I didn't.
You didn't.
I'm like, do you think? I don't think at those places they sell the vanilla.
I bet they do.
What do you think?
They do.
I know, they always say vanilla is the number one flavor,
Yeah.
like at grocery stores. But I'm like, I don't know, specialty shops. Can you really just get a vanilla?
Yeah.
Dad, what'd you get? Vanilla. No. I gotta start doing that because they probably are amazing.
I know the
vanillas.
previous job I had with the Dock Spiders baseball team, I can't remember who we went through, it was Cedar Crest or whatnot, but when you got the certain flavors, you had to get, I think it was vanilla, you had to have that in your 8.
Yeah, in your
package
8.
on that, so.
Because it's sold, or just because they wanted to dump it, or what? More profitable.
Well, yeah, it's more profitable. You sell for the same price.
Well, like
and
at a
not
brewer
adding
game,
anything.
or at a Dock Spider game, I could see getting vanilla. I just think when you're at a truly specialty shop, I just can't believe somebody would be like, "Give me the vanilla on a waffle cone." Like again, because you're always comparing flavors,
Yeah.
right? Like
Sure.
Keith, Marcus, what'd you get? I got Huckleberry, I got whatever, right? And I got
Mint chip.
I got the vanilla. So I gotta start doing that more. That's good shit. So that's going on. What else is going on in Cousins World? What would business entrepreneurs, business owners, anybody not know about a franchise that they should know, or running a small little restaurant? I mean, it's a small restaurant. It's not
Yeah.
small,
No,
but it's a restaurant
Yeah.
with mostly part-time people. What don't they understand? What do they assume?
Um,
You've been doing it a long time since you were 16, so you know a lot of people.
yeah. I think a lot of people think that it's easy. I really do. People come in there and especially with a franchise, I think that kind of what I said before is that you're given the tools to do it, which you are. But obviously you need to work. I mean, it's still your business.
People just don't flood in the door.
Right. You're still paying off your business that hopefully is your retirement one day that someone else will jump in and buy your store.
And Cousins
be done
not
with it.
saving you if it goes under, right?
No. Mm-mm.
If you lose money, that's like pay the bills, bro.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you sign 10-year agreements with Cousins, and at 10-year, if you're not doing good, if you're not holding up your end of the bargain, they either close you or buy you out or renew you.
Right.
So there's always that possibility that they could say no, you're done,
Or you just don't have money.
what? Oh yeah. I mean, but what if your store is doing really good, and after 10 years you're like, we're not going to renew you because we want the store, and that's
Right.
they can do it.
Yeah, that's how that works, right?
Yeah,
Or,
I mean-
or we just decide we're going to start doing these.
Yeah. I mean, I own all the interiors. I own the
Right.
build out of it, obviously. So they'd have to, put it somewhere else, probably.
Right.
But owning a franchise, the best part about it is the support. The worst part about it is paying the money.
Give us a day to day. What does a normal day for you look like?
So in Kewaskum, if I work in Kewaskum, getting in around 6:37, baking bread, have my employees come in, look for catering orders, then go through the lunch hour. Got about 3 or 4 employees that come in for lunch hour, and then I usually leave around 3 or 4. In West Bend's my busier store. It's West Bend, so it's a lot busier. West Bend, I have a bread baker that he's a retired guy that's been with me for 6 years now. He used to be a bread delivery driver back in the day, so he used to get up early and delivering fresh bread to bakeries with that. So this morning we had that big order this morning. He got in at 1:30 this morning and baked bread from 1:30 to 8:30. And I was like, when did you go to bed? He's like 9:30. 4 enough's good enough for me. I was like, Jesus, man, I can't do that,
Yeah, exactly.
But then in West Bend, it's a little different because I do a lot of my emailing and catering orders for both stores out of there. So I do a little more office work in West Bend.
Right.
And
So for some degree, Kewaskum's your satellite store.
yeah, I would
your
say.
Corporate, your office space is in West Bend.
Yeah, well, it's weird because my office is a lot smaller in West Bend. But I'd like to be there more just because it's a bit busier store.
Mm-hmm.
Kewaskum, I've had a good crew up there for years now that is pretty self-sufficient.
I'm
So
dying for a Cousin Subs now. I can feel.
I was actually contemplating. I should have brought some. I got mac and cheese in the truck. You want some mac and cheese?
No.
I got a microwave and everything.
Should pause right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Then people will say I don't work enough. I mean, my wife and too is like, you barely work 40 hours a week. Yeah, physically in the store maybe I don't work that much, but as active as I'm on Facebook and stuff like that, and different like restaurant pages, my phone goes off all the time for ordering purposes. And I've created it myself where I kind of tell people don't call the store and just go through me. It's because it might be easier, it might be more correct, even if I get a better deal. But on the flip side of that, it is kind of a hassle once in a while because my phone is always going off. And like today, I bet you I had 8 to 10 messages from people want to order subs for, baptisms or whatever.
Yeah.
And instead of going online and ordering it or blah blah blah, they go through me.
What percentage of your sale is not at the register?
30.
30%. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's really like your claim to fame.
I was telling one of my employees today is like, I only own.
Is that normal for sub shops?
No, you just like 10 to 12 maybe.
So that's kind of why you're banging it.
Yeah.
That's like your sweet spot.
Yeah, a lot of it's out of the 4 walls.
Right. Okay.
I was telling my employee today, I'm like, because one of my fellow franchisees guys, he just bought his 5th store. I'm like, he is nuts. Like, it's a lot of work,
The brick and mortars.
Yeah, brick and mortar. And I said to Aubrey today, I said, but sometimes I feel like I do own 3 stores. It's because a lot of it's catering, and then in summer, a lot of it's my trailer.
Right.
So just because I own 2 physical brick and mortars, yeah, it's sometimes.
Are your plans to get larger, or are you
No.
stable?
Mm-mm. I don't want to.
You're good.
If I did anything, I would maybe buy back the other one in West Bend on 33. But my thing with that, the reason why I don't buy it back is now people disperse to my 2 stores that might go to 33. And if I buy that one back, I think I'll be trading money. People will go there and instead of traveling, but why should I trade money?
Right.
You know what I mean? So unless I got a really good deal on it, I probably won't. But
so do you make year 3, 5-year goals?
No, not really.
Not really.
Mm-mm. No, I'm in 6 years and paid off, so that's good. My mortgage is done.
So what do you base your success on?
Marketing and having
personally.
Yeah. No, like that is a lot of it. Like being a good person. I think that's 95% of
But
it.
you're always outselling. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
Yeah.
That you're a self-marketer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I call myself like a master marketer, and I think marketing comes to me so easy, and I think it's an easy. I really think it's an easy thing to do in general. And I think other people are gifted at it too, and they don't even know it. And a lot of it with marketing is literally being nice to people. That's it, and not being fake. I mean, customer service can be fake, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
You go somewhere and the girl smile at the register, she's probably not that happy.
But you
in her
seem
life.
like you enjoy it.
I do.
So like that part of a marketing is you have to believe in what you're marketing.
Yeah.
Again, being authentic.
Yeah, I don't.
Like it pours out of you.
Yeah, and I don't even I never thought that I would be doing this with my life. And I think Cousins is a great product. Yeah, I mean that's what I sell. Obviously, that's how I make my living. But to get to see hundreds of people every day is just that's what I like about it. And when people come in and like ham and cheese, no onions, like how the hell do you remember that shit?
So your avenue for connecting with people is through the sandwich.
Yeah, right. And
so that's really your passion. That's what drives you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, so we're already at last
Jeez.
question. It goes fast. So we have a big giant billboard. If it says Cousin Subs, I'm going to punch you.
It's
right
not.
now. I mean, it's your billboard. You do you. It can be. So your big giant board, we can have anything you want on it. What's on it and why?
So this might sound stupid and weird, but
Better bread, better subs.
no, it would be a picture of my dad and thanking him. Most people will say that their parents or their dad's their hero. Well, I can honestly say that. My dad's been just an amazing guy my whole life. He'll do anything for any of us kids. And if there could be one thing I can do, it'd be to thank him with a huge ass billboard.
Give me one example.
What he does for me, or what
It has, yeah. Like what? Like I know every dad's does great things, but give me one example that sticks. Is there one example that sticks out to you where it's like you just go so above and beyond in this one case, or just life advice, or how you text them or call, or how you interact?
So our family growing up, we never said I love you to each other. We never gave any
Germans, good old Germans.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's how
we never gave affection or anything like that.
I never even thought of it.
And we almost still don't. I mean, he'll say, and we'll say to our my daughter will say to every day. My dad will say it to my daughter. But when it comes to us kids and stuff like that,
no,
we don't show affection.
Germans, no,
Yeah.
never.
And
then I married. Hi, Pam. That was my wife. Then I married an Italian, and I go over there for the first time, and aunts, uncles, hugs.
Yeah,
the
that's all
kiss
you
on
guys
the
do.
cheek.
Yeah.
They like you say goodbye, and then you say goodbye again, and you say goodbye again. And I'm 23 or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm like, what in the hell is it? My husband,
Right.
we're leaving. I don't even say goodbye.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
Right.
yeah, see you, Grandma.
Deuces. Yeah.
Grandma's dying of cancer. Yep, we
Yeah.
did it. We're good. Right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead.
There's not really a special thing he does.
Yeah.
It's just that knowing he will do anything when you ask him to. I mean, he's a 71-year-old man now, and I've known my dad as the same person forever. Even he doesn't look any different when I was 18 versus he does now, you know. And but he's still like the most active person I know. And I talked to him 3 times today, and stuff that he's doing for me. Like he doesn't have to, you know. He has his own life yet, but he's kind of like me when he likes to make people happy, and so he's instilled that in me, I guess. You know what I mean? To make people happy. And,
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's like our mission: supply happiness.
Right? Yeah. Right.
That's what we do every day, right, Marcus?
Yep.
And you guys do a pretty good job at it, right?
We try.
Yeah.
We try. I don't
I mean,
know
how
if
many
we do,
employees
but
do
we
you guys
try.
have now?
650 team members.
Yeah, see, a little more than me, but whatever. It's fine.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, but we don't make subs.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know you guys made sandwiches next door and stuff like that. I didn't know there was food there.
Yeah.
I heard that today.
Yeah. It's not just coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
awesome.
our hours are really limited. We're 7 to 2.
Yeah.
And then weekends 8 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But we have good, nice little pastries and scones
Yeah.
and salads and sandwiches. Coffee shops.
Yeah.
Just coffee shop stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We're actually getting a turbo chef.
Jeez. You gonna put me out of business or what?
The turbo chef? I don't think a coffee shop puts a Cousins. That's like
The turbo chef. Those are awesome.
I don't think anybody goes. Should we go to Cousins?
Yeah,
Or
right.
should we go to Blue Door?
Turbo chefs, you know you can cook a pizza in like 3 minutes in those things. Or
Yeah.
maybe even less than that.
Yeah, we're not getting the pizza
Yeah,
business.
okay.
but like our breakfast croissants, our paninis, like
sure.
our bigger paninis, our biggest wraps. The German breakfast burrito could take like 12 minutes on the panini.
Oh, okay.
We'll be like just done in like 45
Yeah,
seconds.
isn't that crazy?
It's great. And then like people don't understand, right? They're waiting forever for their
Yeah.
wrap. Well, it's like if there's 3 wraps, we have 2 paninis.
Oh, yeah.
You might be out 18, 19 minutes,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like you want to blow your brain out.
Right.
This will be a game changer. So
Yeah.
we're pumped to get it in.
Neat. Sweet.
I didn't even know it really existed, and then I was like, saw it on vacation last week, and I'm like, what's that? And which you see them, right? You see them all over, but I didn't realize until it was like right in front of me that she put the breakfast croissant in, and it just came out hot. I'm like, we got to get one of those.
That's awesome.
All right, well, thanks for coming on. I
Yeah,
appreciate
buddy.
it, man.
Yeah. Good time.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.
Oh, thanks.